Hey everyone, Dash Attack here. Hope you're doing well. So, this is going to be a little bit of just an anxiety video for me. Because honestly, I really support physical media. I think digital and physical are both necessary in order for game preservation. And I also just like collecting certain games that I think are special. I it's actually become a very nice hobby to collect certain games. Occasionally I'll get digital, like I have Breath of the Wild physical and Tears of the Kingdom digital. It's fine. Occasionally I just like getting a physical game every now and then. But yesterday I went to try and get a physical copy of Glare Obscure Expedition 33, and GameStop didn't have enough copies. They were holding the last one for a pre-order. And so I checked the Best Buy website. They said none available in my area for physical copies. Very, very bizarre. Now, I'm not sure if it's because Expedition 33 is made by a smaller company that's just getting started. But, it's selling very well digitally, from what I understand. 500,000 copies sold. And then there's this whole thing with the Switch 2 game card. So at first I thought it was only going to be a couple of games that were doing the game key card disclaimer. But now, according to some Japanese listings, like almost all third-party games except Cyberpunk are going to be game key cards. Now, I'm not sure if this is just for Japan or if this applies to the West too. But a lot of people are taking it as it applies to the West too. So I'm pretty concerned. I'm concerned that I don't know. We're just not going to be allowed to collect physical media anymore. I feel like as long as there was consumer demand for physical media, they'd keep making it. But I know like the companies would prefer you buy their games directly so they don't have to waste cost producing plastic and putting game data in cards. I don't know. It just seems like it's not the future I want for gaming for sure. But it might be unavoidable at this point, and hence why I decided to make this video. So this dude IGN quotes Christopher Ding. He says that ultimately, with fewer game retailers, rising manufacturing costs, the fact the younger generations don't care, plus the drive for sustainability, all points in one direction for physical media. God, this is so depressing. And I know a lot of you guys, my audience, you guys don't want this either. You guys want physical media. I'm just so sick of this. We live in such fucking dystopian times. It's unfucking believable. Wow, I instantly do not want to Switch 2 anymore. I want to own my games, not be beholden to the lifespan of the system and its online capabilities, the crew, anyone. I think I'm done. Plenty of games exist these days. I've got a backlog, not paying $70 for a digital game. Wild to me that CD Projekt Red is able to fit the entirety of Cyberpunk 2077 and its DLC on a cartridge, and these other guys can't or just don't want to. It's the latter. They just don't want to. It's cheaper, and they think they can just make as much money. They want you to download the game, essentially. They just don't want to. Different philosophy about media and preservation. CD Projekt Red is all about preservation and true ownership. I hope they stay that way. From my understanding of the First Wish, a lot of companies did the download code in a box scenario to ensure the costs of the carts didn't eat their profits. And with each cart size, the price increased. So bigger games had more physical production costs to the publisher. from a business point of view, it makes sense to keep profits healthier if an alternative is handy. But no, sir, I don't like it. So much for physical game collecting. This is the end. Greed fucks far up the food chain, and game companies sure do not want consumers to own anything. It sure fucking seems like that sometimes. Ownership is fucking dying. It's so fucking depressing. Like, I trust me, if you guys are new, most of my videos aren't this Debbie Downer. This is just hitting really close to home for me. Third party's gonna cheap out like always. Respect to CD Projekt Red for not cheaping out. The whole keycard thing is the most transparent any of the big three have been about games. Most games on disc on PS5, PS1 function the exact same way, but they don't tell you that. Hope they add a little banner as well. They do not function the same way at all. 9% of games on disc are fully playable without download. These are not. Your number is way off. A vast majority just trigger a download. Go ahead and try and install games like COD, Halo, Assassin's Creed, The Last of Us without internet connection. In other words, Nintendo practically killed physical media. It's not just them. They've all been trying to do it. And, I don't know. I'm just depressed because I don't see any way to stop this. I don't see any way to stop this and reboot physical media. Downloading games is just too fucking convenient. There's no scarcity problem. You play the game, you don't have to worry about losing a copy. The writing is just fucking on the wall. But what this allows is that you can lose access to your games once they shut down the store, shut down the services, like Nintendo has done in the past. So this is all short-sighted bullshit, and we shouldn't have to accept this. I guess I can only implore everyone who watches my channel to just buy a physical game when you can, or if it's a game you want, because who knows how long you'll be able to do so. And make sure it's a real physical game, because you're going to see more and more companies like try and make fake physical media. Depressing, depressing, depressing. Alternatively, what we could see for physical media is physical games doubling in price over the digital version. That's what's happening with Lunar Remaster Collection. It was originally a $60 game. It completely doubled in price because of popular demand and because they had to make more copies of the physical version because it was in demand. So there is demand for physical games. There's demand for physical games, and people will fork over more money just to get these physical versions of these games. But still, like, do you really want to pay like hundreds and hundreds of dollars just to get a physical game? I swear, this also like jumped in price because I actually did just get the Switch version for Lunar Remastered. The price point wasn't this, I don't think. I'd have to double check. It was more like this. So the Switch version, I think, went up again. I don't know what's causing all this. But anyway, the product's in stock. Get it while you can. But, oh my God, are you going to get charged an arm and a leg just for wanting physical games? And I'm sure like the physical games for the Saturn and PlayStation versions are already ludicrously expensive. So I guess the market's just getting caught up with the value of these games. But holy cow, is it just inconvenient for people who just want to get into a series like this. You know, something that's supposed to be a classic. You know, a game of its time. Oh, just emulate, bro. Not everyone wants to emulate. You know, some people like to own shit. Anyway, thank you all for watching my video. I'm Dash Attack. I'll see you next time. Hope you have a good day.